Hi, I'm Beth. I just wanted to, I got bored and I was trying to think of something to do today, so I just decided to swatch my palette here of 42 colors. And I did that by actually drawing the palette on the page. I don't know how well you can see that. You see that fairly well? I actually drew the palette on the page, and I'm just going to fill in the colors. I'm going to do it with my brush that came with the palette. This little brush is a water brush that you actually have the water in it. See, it's a container. You unscrew this part, you pour water down in there, and then you can squeeze it and water comes out the point, and you paint with it. I mean, it's pretty nifty. It's pretty interesting to work with. And I also have a glass of water so that I can just kind of rinse it out, because otherwise it's going to get kind of messy. All right, I'm going to start with this the longest one right here. And I didn't have enough room to put the black, which I don't really care. I'll end with the brown. That's okay. Black is black, and although there are about 1 million different kinds of black that you can buy, or make your own. That's the really fun part. So I'm going to start at the top up here. I have this color. I don't even know what these are right now, because they're not named. They're not actually named on this palette. They're just numbered. So that's a very deep blue. Okay. Here's the next one down. Such a rich palette. You can do a lot of things with this little palette. It's inexpensive, and the colors are very saturated. Yes, eventually they do crumble and fall apart, but in the meantime, you have the opportunity to use some really nice saturated color. And when they do crumble and fall apart, I keep the crumbs and I use them in all kinds of different ways. Add water to those crumbs and they reconstitute and they come back and they work. It's amazing. So all of these different blues, look how rich that is. That's probably, I would say that's indigo. Kind of a midnight blue, right? Really pretty. And then it switches to this ochre. We're going into the browns after that. So ochre is next. And then whatever this is, maybe this is a kind of a raw sienna. Yeah, I would say that's kind of a raw sienna. It's a light brown. And then maybe a burnt sienna. Like that one too. That's a really pretty earthy color. And then I've got my burnt umber. I use burnt umber a lot, and it's kind of crumbling on the palette, but that's all right, Here we go. So that's the first line. Isn't that cool? I just think that's so much fun. So then I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to kind of hurry up here, but it's fun. Do this with your palette. Whatever form your palette takes, and it can act as your swatch for for whatever colors you have. These are some nice deep teal greens. And a nice Kelly green here. I think of it like shamrocks or grass. And now we're going into some blues. I don't even know what color blue this is. It's like a very light cobalt. Like I said, they don't put names on these colors. It's only got a number. So you don't really know what the heck it is. You just kind of have to swatch it so that you can see for yourself what you're dealing with. And that's why I'm doing this, because this will act as my future reference tool. Those two are almost identical. This one too. I promise they're different. Different. Oh, sorry. I still have plenty of that one. Some turquoise. And that is maybe a little bit of a navy color. Okay, now the next one starts out with purple. Nice dark purple. I would say that's about the deepest purple I have in this set. And then it just switches over to a very light green. Kind of giving you a... Ooh, I think I got some purple in my brush when I did that. Let me take some of that out. See, that green is almost yellow. It's so light. So, very light spring green. And then brighter. Greens are so hard to mix. I don't know if you've tried mixing greens or not, but it's nice to have a variety of greens to choose from, but you still have to mix. Even when you've got all these different greens to choose from, you still end up mixing them because it just doesn't look like nature. You know, nature's got all these different subtle varieties of green, and they're difficult. Maybe sometime I just like mess around with mixing greens and do something that's all green. It's a challenge. Okay, and this is just that basic olive. To be honest, it looks a lot like that one. Okay. Now we're going to go into some reds. This is a very red. Ooh, that's pretty. Not too much. These are your crimson reds. They have a lot of purple in them. Really deep color. It's kind of a lime red, burgundy maybe. And here's a brick red, or terracotta. Yeah, that's terracotta. This might be more of a brick. Or clay, you know, red clay. I live in South Carolina, so red clay's a thing. And another purple. So obviously the colors go like this. You know, the reds, then the purple, and then the greens. And then the greens fade into the blues, fade into the yellows and browns. So we're getting back to the yellows though. Here's some more reds. And these reds will be more on the orange red side. So what is that? Vermilion, kind of? Is that vermilion? That's not vermilion, it's just orange. But it might be that I'm thinking about vermilion. I'm still learning the names of colors. That looks like a really true red right there. Fire engine red. Geranium red. And ooh, Christmas red. That's what I call it if it had a name. Christmas red. And then finally whatever this is going to be. Just a really dark red. I just mixed reds. Oh well. You didn't see me do that. All right, now a yellows and oranges right up in here. Ooh, that's great. Getting more into orange. That's fun. That's so cool looking. And then I need the darker orange right here. And this one is white, so I'm not even going to put anything on it. That little corner that you see there. Here's a very light yellow. And then the next one I would call a lemon yellow. Okay, so there's my swatch work. That's kind of fun. I'm going to paint the rest of this too, and I'll come back and show you the final result. Okay, so I finished it. I just didn't think you would be terribly thrilled about watching me fill the lines in, but this is the end product, and I did change it a little bit. These are all in a black case. Each one of these wells is black, and I wanted my swatches to be against white because that helps me more. So I didn't bother with trying to paint all of that inside black. I just outlined it. And that's my finished product. I hope you like it, and you know, if you don't have anything else to paint, or you just need to swatch your paints, it's fun to do. So have a great time. Thanks for watching.